Hi all, it's me Ryan here, and today I'm switching to Apple. Well, I was actually sort of forced to because my poly course that I'm in had to require me to get a 2018 MacBook Pro 13-inch. Well, it's equipped with the 5th gen, but it's equipped with an i5 8th gen, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gig SSD, and a 58 watt hour battery. Yes, this is the second tier after the base model, which is only has 8 gigs of RAM, because my course is a video editing course, so I do require the additional gigs of RAM. Though I was uncertain when switching to Apple, so I really knew nothing much about it, to be honest. And I knew that it's gonna be, in terms of performance, I'm not really getting the best bang for the buck, as I'm paying that Apple tax. So it came up to a cost of 2.9k, even at the Poly IT show, when I know actually Windows offered cheaper alternatives. Wow, like that was actually very expensive. Think about it, 2.9. Ooh, okay, well, let's get on to the rest of the video. Well, I thought switching to a MacBook Pro would be difficult coming from Windows. However, I was surprised to find it somewhat manageable. I also was surprised to find my Alt tab still there, somewhat like Command and Tab, then you can switch between the apps. That's somewhat like Windows, so that was a bit familiar for me. However, I was quite decently surprised to find out about the amazing keyboard. The keyboard is really nice. I was lucky that I joined only this year and had to buy the last year's model instead of the previous year one, as I know the previous one had some issues with the keyboard with dust getting stuck below them, then the keyboard would be unresponsive. So it was kind of a nice time to get a MacBook Pro. The keyboard was nice, the trackpad was really nice, like even when I was editing in Premiere Pro and I moved when I move audio tracks, then it synced into place. You can feel a bit of a taptic feedback from the mouse pad. The speakers were actually really nice. It was very clear, sharp. It sounded somewhat like it had 3D surround, something like that. But then it's a bit lacking in bass, I'll find. There's a bit more bass would be a bit nice, but however, the speakers are a real great speakers, I'll find. The fast charging of the Mac is also very fast. You can charge the Mac around in like 2.5 hours. And under like light video editing, such as syncing audio tracks, occasional some like videos, 1080p, 4K videos, I was surprisingly able to get around 5 hours of battery life, which is quite good comparing like the components I had in there. Well, if you were to get the like 15-inch model, the battery life might vary a bit. Maybe slightly better with the bigger battery, bigger chassis, or maybe worse with the dedicated graphics card. Not way too sure about that. The overall feel of the chassis is very nice. The chassis is made out of polycarbonate, aluminium, and magnesium, resulting in very little flex of the chassis when I'm holding it. And that's to be expected from like a very expensive laptop, which costs 2.9k. So it's fully made out of metal, no plastic like some cheap Windows laptops. The screen is superb, as it gets really bright also in like full out sunlight. So I can actually see the screen in direct sunlight. It's able to do so with 500 nits of brightness. The display is quite sharp. Pixels per inch is 277, and the display resolution is 2560 by 1600. For I/O, well, because Apple does like to be a step ahead of other people in terms of switching to newer technology, it only has 3 Thunderbolt ports. SD card slot, no USB, all those will be dongles. However, they did keep the headphone jack. Hey, that's a very nice touch comparing like to the fact they removed it from the iPhones. It also comes with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. That's to be expected with this type of laptops in 2019 or 18. For software side, it's very smooth. Like there's a lot of nice animations over there. Then it actually makes use of the touch bar in the new MacBook Pros. So let's say if I open Spotify, on the touch bar there'll be a slider for your audio, so you can either increase the audio or skip the certain parts of the audio track. So that's very unique. Like you can control everything from the keyboard. Well, not really everything, but certain key features of the app that you're opening. However, there's quite a few things that annoy me also with this laptop, such as the lack of upgradability. Yes, Apple, why do you solder the CPU, the RAM, the storage, everything to the motherboard? This could make me, let's say down the road after my 3 years warranty is over, let's say I need to replace my drive because it's too small, or the drive failed, whole motherboard is replaced, CPU fails, whole motherboard is replaced. If anything happens to the motherboard, well, your storage is gone, so I have to dedicate a hard drive to have Time Machine on it, because you can't have Time Machine on you can't share a hard drive which has Time Machine on it. If not, they will erase everything from the hard drive. So lucky thing I have one lying around, but those people who buy a Mac, please watch out. You need to back up everything, as if something goes wrong in that drive, everything is gone. Another thing is, it's really annoying, is that, well, if let's say I have a hard drive in my Windows computer and then I want to transfer videos from there to edit on my Mac, when I transfer them over, you can. However, if I want to take the project files and bring them over to my Windows computer, I put them in my hard drive, that doesn't really work. You can't transfer anything out to a Windows formatted hard drive. That's kind of annoying. The only way I can do that is either through email myself, or I use this thing called TeamViewer. Hey, it's a free software, it's really good. Also, taking a screenshot was very weird. I feel that Apple should make use of that touch bar. Like the touch bar, you can have like a small tab over there saying like key features. Let's say you want to take a screenshot, instead of like pressing a whole bunch of key combinations, then you need to press 4 keys on the keyboard just to take one screenshot. That's a bit like weird, Apple. Like, can you just make it so that it's on the touch bar since you have it there? Overall, this is quite a decent laptop as well. I currently put it in a desktop range because it won't outperform a desktop, but it is in the premium laptop range where you're paying a lot of money for. That's the base one. The base one will set you back around 2.3k around there. So there's no way this is a good budget laptop. But for school use, let's say you really have to get that, I would recommend you guys getting the 16 gig variant if you are editing videos. Keyboard is nice, your speakers are nice, you get a very bright screen, decent quality screen too. But why is there no touch on the screen? Like, they have touch on the touch bar, can you put touch on the screen too? So, in conclusion, if you are guys actually wanting to buy a MacBook Pro for your course or something, I recommend you getting a 16 gigs of variant if you're doing video editing. Then maybe if you're not editing, get 512 gig storage. Or if you want to be a bit cheaper and don't want to spend way too much, get a 256 gig storage, as there's no upgradable components in there. Just take note about that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave like, subscribe, share, comment down below, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.